Rogues Nation, we are so excited to announce the new head coach of the Newfoundland Rogues. He's a former NBA star and Louisville Cardinal Hall of Famer who Dwayne Wade once called the hardest college player he's ever played against. He has 15 years of coaching experience with the likes of Bellarmine University, Eastern Kentucky University, the NBA G League's Austin Spurs, and his alma mater, the University of Louisville. All this has led him to the island of Newfoundland and their beloved Rogues. Please welcome head coach Reece Gaines. Coach Gaines, how you doing on this fine Sunday afternoon?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. I like it, like the intro. Appreciate that.
So how does it feel to be the head coach of the Newfoundland Rogues, and exactly how did this opportunity come up?
Man, it feels great. First chance to be a head coach. I feel really appreciative of the organization for believing in me, giving me an opportunity to show what I can do in terms of leading the organization and leading a group of guys and trying to bring some success and winning to Newfoundland. And also help further some players' career as they keep growing and growing in their own. That's what I'm all about is player development and personal development. That's kind of what I've been doing my whole career with basketball is trying to improve, trying to get better, try to overcome adversity. So I also coached in the TBT. I was the head coach of Team Louisville. We did pretty well. We had a lot of fan support, and we lost to Kentucky, I think, in the quarterfinals, semifinals, or something, and it was like 15,000 fans in the stands. So it was a great experience for a summer league game, and I think a few people with Newfoundland maybe saw that my performance in the TBT, and through mutual friends, we kind of had a few conversations, and it all worked out. And I'm excited for this new opportunity and new challenge.
Starting at the beginning of your basketball career in your life, you grew up in Madison, Wisconsin. Your father, Clyde, was a college basketball player, and your mother, Carla, was also an athlete. How did growing up in an athletic household shape you into the kind of person that you are today? And what lessons did your parents instill in you from that early age?
Wow, great question. I think when you're young and both your parents are involved in athletics, I think you get a chance to kind of get pushed in most situations where parents would say, it's not your fault, or, try to pat you on the back and say, they kind of push you forward and kind of, try to get you to overcome some adversity, overcome some challenges on your own. They kind of give you the fire to go out there and work and achieve some of your goals. So that was definitely a blessing to have support of both parents in terms of trying to support for both parents when it came to trying to reach my goals and be the best player and person I can be. It was a blessing and a gift. I'm very, very appreciative of that.
And as you were growing up, you excelled for the Madison West Regents, and your game reached even bigger heights with the Louisville Cardinals, which then led to you being selected 15th overall in 2003 NBA entry draft by the Orlando Magic. From your high school to college to your NBA career, what is one of the moments that you'll never forget from this time in your life, and what did you learn from it?
Wow. You're really doing a great job here. Let's see. I think the journey and who was with me is probably something I really won't forget. When you have ups and downs in your career, you obviously have different people in and out of your life. And the ones that are always there, no matter where you're at and what point and what trajectory your career is going, are the people that you remember and appreciate. And my parents are one of them, my longtime friends. But I just kept working throughout the journey. And in high school, I had to work myself into being a top 50 player in the country. And then Louisville, started out struggling. My first game, I had, 0 points and 9 turnovers. And I turned that around to a Hall of Fame career, but I couldn't do it, obviously, with a lot of help, a lot of belief from Coach Crum, a lot of belief from my parents and the fans there too. And have another opportunity to get drafted in the first round is a dream come true, a lifetime goal for me, my family, my father, obviously, who was a basketball player who didn't get drafted. So it was, the whole journey was great, especially now as a coach, being able to use that journey, use the lessons and life lessons I learned to give to the players and to the people around me is rewarding and fulfilling, knowing that, you know, a life of hard work is worth it.
People always say it's about the journey and not the destination. Your basketball career is taking you on many journeys across many countries, Italy, France, Austria, after your NBA playing career. Do you have any cool memories from your time traveling abroad and playing basketball overseas?
Yeah, I guess one of them was I think I was playing for Milan, and this is preseason. And this is my first, I don't know what you call it here, that soccer or football game that I've ever been to. It's Milan Juventus, um, and the president of Italy is there, and dignitaries, and seeing how crazy the fans were for the first time. It was like I hadn't experienced anything that intense, and being brought in the field, it was just amazing to be in a foreign country and seeing things I never imagined seeing as a young kid from a street called Allied, with with a chain hoop and a half court. And that's all my neighborhood had. So that was probably the coolest experience I've had. I first landed. That's like one of my first experiences was that. So I thought that was pretty cool for sure.
You've had the opportunity to work with and under some of the greatest coaching minds in basketball, thinking of Rick Pitino, Denny Crum. You were with the Spurs organization. I know you said you never worked with Greg Popovich directly, but you were still within the system and got to learn from him.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing you've learned from your mentors and people that you worked with in terms of coaching? What do you take from them and like to instill into the players that you're coaching?
I think there's a lot of, obviously, you want to get specific with the X's and O's. With Pitino, I learned balance. He was specific on defense. He was intentional in terms of making mistakes. He made sure you're on it. Offensively, he gave a little more leeway, a little more freedom to make a few mistakes and kind of gain your confidence. I also learned from a guy named Scotty Davenport at Bellarmine, who's one of the best college coaches in basketball. And what he would do, what I learned was care. His whole thing was, I never stopped caring. He showed that by pushing his team to excellence, meaning his stamina was unbelievable. And that's what I learned most from him, and which I really take with me as a coach, is your stamina of holding people to your standard of excellence all the time, no matter what drill you're doing, no matter if you're getting on the bus on time, no matter if you're getting off the bus and being first in the locker room getting ready, how you prepare, no matter what's happening. If it's about your culture, about your standards, you got to have stamina to make sure that everyone is accomplishing those things. And that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned from those two guys in my coaching career. And obviously with the Spurs and how that organization is ran, is basically, communication is 100% key. And being trustworthy with those guys were huge, in communication, being truthful. And what I learned from them is they hire people who value the job, but who would do the job for free.
Mm.
So, and that's what I learned about those people. They hired people who really had a passion for what they were doing. So I had a great experience of learning from a lot of different people and organizations, and I've tried to take as much in as possible.
You returned to your alma mater, Louisville, as a player development specialist. You've said here in this interview, and you said previously before, that player development is your specialty. I guess for the uninitiated, what is Reece Gaines's coaching style like in a few sentences?
I would say intense. Um, I know you're not supposed to use this word, like I said before, caring. Um, everyone says detail oriented, but details could be many things. It could be X's and O's, which are important. It could be the details and how much effort we put into everything we're doing. It could be details in terms of how we treat each other, how we play together. And I think that's something that when you're playing a long season, especially as professionals, is no matter, we're playing for money, but if we don't share the ball, we're not playing together, end of the day, you're not going to win much. So I guess that's a little small thing about my style, I would say, from I learned about myself recently.
What do you know about the province of Newfoundland and Labrador and Canada in general? From whatever small bits of research you've done, or maybe you've heard of this place before, what's Newfoundland and Labrador like to you, and what are you expecting when you land here?
Obviously, I'm expecting what everyone says, a cliche. I'm expecting to be cold. The basketball is really big there. The community is big there. People support each other and the organization. So I'm just actually looking forward to learning more about it and kind of putting myself in the community and kind of giving it support and helping out any way I can. And obviously the biggest way I could help is making sure we win games and get everyone excited. That's what I'm looking forward to as well, is kind of giving the community something excited about. Hopefully us winning, hopefully us playing great, entertaining basketball with all our heart and all our soul and all our mind, giving everything we got to entertain the fans and give them something to cheer about.
The Newfoundland Rogues last season finished fourth in the Basketball Super League, losing in the first round of the playoffs. What do you know about the Basketball Super League in general, the league that the Rogues will be playing in, and what kind of early preparations, very early, I should say, preparations, have you done to kind of look into it and see how this is going to shape up here for the 24-25 season?
I know some of the players that are in it. That I've actually coached one of the better players for London Lightning here, Chris Jones, in the TBT. I coached against some of the players that played in it, so I know it's some good veterans, some really good quality guard play. And I think it's a lot better league than people think, a lot better basketball than people may give it credit for. So I'm excited to learn the league and see what it's all about.
Well, we certainly have a passionate fan base in Newfoundland who's ready for your arrival in the coming weeks. Coach Gaines, I just want to get one final statement before we let you go here. What do you got to say to the good people of Newfoundland for this upcoming season?
Well, one is thank you for giving me this opportunity to be the head coach. Secondly, we need your support. We need everyone out. It's going to be exciting, fun brand of basketball. Obviously, like I said before, the only way I know is to give everything I got. The players give everything they have. Like I said, their heart, soul, and mind. And hopefully you see that on display every night that we play.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Gaines, for joining us here.
Man, thank you. I appreciate you.